How was that? Did you enjoy it?
That was pretty mental. It's a long time since I've seen it, you know. I forgot how rough it was, because it could probably cut about 20 minutes out of that, you know. But it was good fun. I enjoyed seeing it, and lots of old faces. And it's amazing the change in Glasgow nowadays, you know. Most of the locations don't exist anymore.
Yeah, Glasgow was looking particularly rough, wasn't it?
pretty grim.
I kept having to tell my wife, right, that's Mary Hill, and that's... is there any places you spotted that we wouldn't recognise at all? Where was that train station, for instance?
I don't know where that was. I haven't got a clue.
Where was it? Springburn. So, Bishop Briggs. Well, we're getting all...
A fight. The plumber's factory, Thomas Graham's, that doesn't exist anymore. That was along London Road. The spare ground that the car was in, that's no longer there. You don't get spare grounds with beaten up, burnt out cars anymore, do you? They're not allowed that.
That's North Woodside, isn't it? There's some nice houses there now.
I'm not sure. I thought that was just off Mary Hill somewhere.
Aye. The what? The Butney. Wow.
Well, there you go.
Okay. So, but it's been a while since you saw it in the cinema.
Aye, for a long time. In fact, I think the last time I saw it in the cinema was when it sort of started. It was first shown in the Carlton Studios in 1979. Which is a bit of a scary thing to be able to remember back that far. But it was first shown at the Carlton Studios in Edinburgh. I was working in Dundee at the time, and the stage manager in the theatre said he'd give me a lift. So we went through, and we got to the Carlton Studios about 2 minutes after it started, and they wouldn't let me in. So I went into the bar to discover that Bill Forsyth was sitting there, and they wouldn't let him in either. So that didn't make me feel quite so bad. But the first time I saw it was a couple of days later. It was shown at the Edinburgh Film Festival in the the Film House, and it was pretty weird actually watching yourself up on the screen for the first time. And I think I spent more time watching the reaction of other folk than I did watching the film, which was very strange, but I enjoyed it. It was good fun. It sort of surprised us all, I think, you know.
Pretty nerve-wracking.
That was watching it and seeing myself up in the cinema. That was very bizarre, you know. Didn't expect that to happen at all, you know. But it was great. It was great fun. A fantastic experience, you know.
What was the initial reaction? Did you notice a reaction? Was there much press about it, or?
Not really. I think that's where it all came from. I mean, we were sitting watching, and I suppose most of the people that were in the film house watching it were pals of Bill Forsyth, probably. But it was just weird to see these people laughing at stuff we had been doing, stuff that was up on the screen. It was very strange, but a great feeling. And like at the end of it, there was a round of applause and all this, and we all thought, well, this is pretty good, this, you know. Might try and do this for a job, you know.
It actually looks like it was, well, I would guess it was maybe quite good fun.
It was brilliant fun. It was absolutely fantastic. We were just having a laugh, you know. We were all the best of pals at the time. We used to meet in Bridgeton Cross, which is totally different, and a lot of that stuff that you saw was filmed in Bridgeton, and all that's gone, totally gone. But we were all the best of pals. We used to go to the youth theatre on a Friday night, and we'd do a bit of drama, have a laugh, and then go to the pub, you know. And we were all, most days were underage, but they were quite happy to let us in and have a Coca-Cola or something like that, you know. But it was fantastic fun. It was really good, you know. And Bill Forsyth came along. I don't know why, for whatever reason. He wanted to make a film, he said, but it took him a while to actually get that out of him. He kept on coming along every Friday night, so we got quite friendly with him. And we used to do a tour in the Highlands every for 2 weeks every summer, and Bill came along. He was the driver of the van, so we got to know him really, really well. And then he sort of all of a sudden one night says, "I'm a filmmaker actually, and I want to make a film." And we all sort of went, right, very good. And he did, you know.
It wasn't a very usual thing, especially in Scotland at the time, you know. You might have thought he was...
Not at all, especially in Glasgow, you know what I mean, for goodness sake. Making a film, people making a film in Glasgow, very strange. I mean, I remember going home and saying to my mum, you know, "Oh, we're making a film with the youth theatre," and she was like, "Oh, that's very nice, son, that's very nice." And I told my dad, and he's like, "Aye, right you are." And he just didn't believe anything about it, and it wasn't until it was in the cinemas that he went to see it. Unfortunately, it was in the Classic Grand in Glasgow. Did I remember the porn cinema in Glasgow? So he was a bit embarrassed to see my name up in lights outside a porn cinema.
Could you tell me what happened to the rest of the cast? Do you know where they went?
Still kicking about. I tried to contact a few guys to come down the night, but I don't know if any of them have made it. Anybody in?
Oh, there is. Aye.
There's two. That's John, that dressed up as the good-looking woman.
I feel that you should stand up and take a bow, John. He's a boy.
I've not seen these guys since it was made, probably. And that'll be the pervy security guard there.
He has changed.
So, quite a few of the guys I haven't seen for such a long time. As I said, I tried to contact a few, like I emailed Jerry and Sani that played Simmy, the guy that was cadging cigarettes. But unfortunately, he never got back to us, did he? No. You know.
It was a phenomenon. I can't think of any other film. I think I was dragged to the church hall to see it. You know, my mum took me along, and it was like the whole family, the gran and everything. I mean,
it was premiered in the Odeon in Glasgow, in Union Street. Union Street, was it? Because I just noticed the other week that it's shut down.
Yeah.
Oh, what a downer that was, you know. Yeah. But they had the football teams that they used. They had them lining the stairs up into the cinema, and we went along. And I met some friends there, so I was sitting watching Gregory's girl with them, and again, you know, spent a lot of time watching people's reaction to see how they were going to react, you know. And when we finished, I was going out with my friends, two girls I was at college with, and there was a bunch of women just standing at the top of the stairs, and they're like that. Hey, that's him there, that's him. And I was like that. Grace, her name, I said, "Grace, you got a bit of paper and a pen? I think these women are going to ask for my autograph, you know." She's like, "Aye, okay." So I got a bit of paper and a pen, and I'm waiting for them, and over they come. And I'm like, excellent. And they ran right past me, because Johnny Beattie was standing behind me. Never met the man. I was awfully disappointed at that.